What is going on, everyone? It's Obi-Wan Itoki coming at you guys with another short little video on some tips and tricks that Star Wars Squadrons doesn't tell you. Now, these can be really useful because a lot of these tips are going to be just small things that'll definitely just change the way you fly, change the way you outmaneuver people, and they're going to be a big help all around. First up, you gotta make sure you choose the right fighter for your mission. All the classes have their own perks and drawbacks. Generally, the X-Wing or the TIEs are the most all-around balanced, while the bombers are more useful against capital ships along with the flagships. The interceptor classes have way higher maneuverability, and then the support classes can greatly affect your squadron's chance at coming out on top. Tip 2 is going to be never stay still. When you're stationary, you're far easier of a target, and while it's useful sometimes to come to a complete stop, say you're attacking subsystems on a capital ship, or you just need to hide behind some cover, generally it's going to be better to complete your turns near half throttle right in that little box. That way the enemy fighters won't have an easy shot at you. Tip 3, boost drifting is extremely useful when in battle. Oftentimes you'll be in the thick of the battle and taking fire from behind, and boost drifting allows you to accelerate farther away, then drift and spin your weapons back on your attacker while continuing upon the flight vector that you were already going. So you'll continue to go one direction while your cockpit will spin around and face behind you. Drifting can also be employed to make sharp turns and lose your tails along with missiles. Drifting can be difficult at first, so be sure to check out my short video on how to drift. Tip 4, micro-drifting. Micro-drifting is a method of chaining your drifts to increase your maneuvers and outfly your opponents. Micro-drifting is basically a series of smaller drifts that are chained into each other that allow you to make tighter turns and keep enemy fighters in your sights. Tip 5, now this one's super important, that's obstacle courses. They are completely game-changing for getting you to the next level of your piloting. Squadrons practice mode allows you to run a course while practicing your flying, and even allows you to spawn enemy AIs and capital ships to hone your attack runs. This is an amazing place to get used to drifting along with many of the other game's detailed mechanics. Tip 6, power distribution is one of the most important mechanics in the game, hands down. Depending on your fighter, you can opt to divert power to your engines, weapons, or shields. When attacking, be sure to send full power to your weapons as it increases not only your damage, but the weapon recharge rate as well. Diverting all power to the engines not only speeds you up, but also generates boosts for drifting. I suggest going to your settings and changing your power systems to advanced as you get comfortable with them, because they're way more detailed than the basic ones. This allows you to be more specifically tailor your power outputs. This would allow you to overcharge your shields, for instance, then divert all power out of your shield systems while still having full shield power, and it will boost up your weapons and engines, in the X-Wing at least. A key thing to remember when you're focusing on this power diversion mechanic is that when you send power to one system, the others will weaken to balance out. So say you throw all your power to your engines, well, your weapons and shields are going to be lower. But, like I said, if you throw all your power into your shields, you can overcharge them, then cut the power, and they will remain overcharged for a brief time, even though it says your shields have no power. Tip 7, shield focus and power shunting. Shield focusing allows you to tilt your deflector shields to the bow or stern of your ship, that's the front or back, and give you added protection while leaving you vulnerable from the other end. This is extremely useful when you're doing an attack run on a capital ship, because all those turbo lasers are going to be firing right at you, and most scenarios you won't need as much cover from the back of your ship. And while the TIEs don't have shields, they do have another mechanic that I really love called power shunting. Basically, you can still switch between and divert your power as normal between engines and weapons. However, the power shunting acts as almost a battery, allowing you to quickly fully charge your boost or even reload your weapons depending on where you send the extra power to, giving you a huge edge on your enemies and their capital ships. Number 8, this one's really important. Be aware of not only where the capital ship you're attacking subsystems are located, but more importantly, where yours are located. This allows you to stop enemy attackers much easier if you know where their targets are and where they're aiming to fire at. I'm going to put a diagram up on the screen just so you guys can get the view of the MC-75 and the Star Destroyer's full subsystem sets, because when you target those, they greatly weaken the damage. You can take out the shield systems and take all the shields down. The power systems exposes weak points on the hull, and if you take out the targeting systems, you're going to have way easier of a time getting past those turbo lasers on your attack run. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video for some Star Wars Squadrons tips and tricks. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and be sure to subscribe for more upcoming Star Wars content. As always, may the Force be with you.